As for the Bengals and Burrow, he's going to have to get signed. And I'm wondering if there's a clause, can you have in your contract, if you're Joe Burrow, that you have to make as much money as Elly De La Cruz is going to make at some point? I know that's a problem, is that's not for another 3-4 years for this young man out of the Dominican Republic.
Tearing it up.
But, I mean, the only time I've seen somebody dominate 2 weeks in, and this may be a cautionary tale. Do you remember when Yasiel Puig came up?
Yep.
And he dominated to the point where he came up in May and did what I think this young man's going to do. Don't you have to maybe put him in the All-Star game if he keeps playing like this?
Ooh, good question. All-Star game in what?
If he
3 weeks?
Dude, if he keeps playing like this and you keep talking about the Midsummer Classic and who's watching it, baseball tried their best to make this a must-watch game by putting home field advantage for the World Series online. Can you believe they did that, by the way?
They did it for over a decade.
I know. But you want people to watch, certainly in a game where it's nonstop strikeouts or walks or home runs. I think baseball, with the shift being gone and the pitch clock, has fixed this a little bit this year. But this kid, what he is doing
That's a good question.
Is absolutely spectacular. And I didn't think coming into the season, hey, Braves, Reds.
Yeah, June Braves Reds series.
June Braves Reds series, right after the summer solstice.
Yep.
Braves at Reds. Joey Votto back just in time for it, right?
Yep.
And the Reds are going to be on a win streak of double-digit wins, and the Braves are going to be the Braves. And Acuna is going to be the de facto MVP of the National League walking into that series.
No doubt.
Walking in the same way Ohtani currently is in the American League. That we would get on opening day. But the fact that the Reds are not only going to be stout, but one of the most exciting teams in Major League Baseball. And this kid, okay, thanks to him and everything else that's going on there, have put the Reds in first place in the NL Central. And tonight, I don't know how many games there are tonight. I think there's 3 or 4 or 5 games.
There's a handful, but they're playing the Orioles.
But the Reds
Huge game.
are playing tonight, and they're playing another young team in the Orioles that are the number one team in the wild card, because the Rays are still winning baseball games at a remarkable clip. But the Reds are must-see television because of this kid. And I'm telling you, we talked about him after he hit a home run almost out of Cincinnati in his second major league start. And then we talked about him, and 2 weeks later, he hits for a cycle. And by the way, what is more exciting than hitting a triple to complete a cycle?
Yeah.
As Elly De La Cruz did, because you get to watch him run the bases. And the announcer for the Reds, John Sadek, has been meeting the moment. We played his home run call of Elly De La Cruz's home run 2 weeks ago, saying that that ball had a family, is what he said, as it damn near left the ballpark.
It was destroyed.
Family.
This was an incredible moment in Cincinnati on Friday night.
Team is going to have a lot of scoring opportunities. De La Cruz, right center. Down base hit. Could he go 3? India around third. India scores. It's a cycle. This rookie in 2 weeks in the big leagues posts the first cycle for a Red since 1989. Elly Mania.
Eric Davis, by the way, was the last Red
one, yeah.
to hit a cycle.
I saw a cool stat. In the 34 years between Red cycles, they had it done 9 times against them.
You've got to see the video of this hit for 2 reasons. One is just to watch him run. Again, that made him 4 for 4 on the night. Mm-hmm. He wound up 4 for 5 on the night. Okay. And he had 4 runs batted in, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base. He hasn't been caught stealing yet this year.
8 for
and
8.
It's not because of the larger bases. It's because this large man can run like the wind. 10.8 8 seconds from home to third base. I'm getting goosebumps just recounting this because it is so remarkable that when you see him run and play, he does look like the first AI player in Major League Baseball. It looks like if artificial intelligence created a baseball player, it would be Elly De La Cruz.
TJ, when we were kids and we're playing video games and you create yourself in the game, you give yourself all 10s, you look like this guy.
Right.
You're 6'5" with power and speed.
And for Pittsburgh Pirate fans that might be seething inside, look, O'Neal Cruz is amazing as well.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to watch these two Cruzes go at it for a long time. Okay. So I do want to give my respects to this kid who came up last year and plays remarkably well and exciting baseball.
We were kind of talking about O'Neal like this last year.
Absolutely. Same type of player, same build, tall, 6'5" with power and speed.
Middle infielders.
It's nuts.
I know.
It's the next evolution of baseball players.
So you not only have to see the video to see him run, but you have to watch the video because the broadcast showed fans in the stands. And there's one little girl, she maybe's like 12, 13, 14 years old. And I said this to Cooper over the weekend before he went to camp. I'm like, could you imagine, Coop, if you were in the stands and watched your team and one of your new favorite players do that? You would have had the same reaction as that little girl. She's jumping up and down, going absolutely crazy. And it is awesome to see. For these Reds fans, for these kids, for the sport. It's awesome. It's exciting. And that's why I'm saying if this kid keeps raking like this, get him to the All-Star game. They did it for Puig, did they not? Didn't he show up there and everyone was saying, well, he doesn't deserve. Who cares anymore? The day and age of where I was at the stadium and I was pushing out the Chads with my pencil, voting for All-Star players. And the precedence of whether you make an all-star game or not, screw that. You're battling for eyeballs here now, folks. And this guy's got to play. If he's, you have to earn it. You still have to earn it.
The problem is the Reds have a bunch of other young players.
Oh, I know.
So the whole
he's not the only one. They win 12 in a row for. It's not. I mean,
Jonathan
he's just one
India,
player.
Spencer Steer, Matt McClain is someone who just got called up recently.
Well, India was the one who scored on that, and he should make it too.
TJ Friedel's having a great year. Since they got a lot of good players. They're a good young team. They're going to be exciting for a long time. Cincinnati sports between Burrow and all these young guys on the Reds.
I know.
It's going to be a fun time for those guys. Yeah.
Except for one, Saturday in November. It's not that great. But other than that.
Of course. They set the attendance record at the ballpark for a weekend series.
Because, with all due respect to everyone else you mentioned.
Braves in town, the World Series favorites. That helps.
This kid. You want to go see? Didn't you say he's coming here?
I am. They are.
Right.
The Reds are playing the Dodgers in August. I'm for sure.
We're going.
I'm for sure going.
If my kids are home from camp, I'm bringing them.
Totally going.
For real. By the way, I'm not just saying that because of what I'm saying in this microphone.
I want to see this kid play. I also have him in fantasy, but
so do I. He had an 18-point night Friday night.
Yeah, he's very good.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fun.
Seek the video out, folks. Seek it out. MLB.com or whatever the Reds.
10.8 seconds from home to third is Olympics type stuff.
It is. The triple is the most exciting play in baseball. Most exciting play because it's the most action you're going to get.
Yeah. Also, when you saw the ball going to the gap, you're thinking to yourself, oh, he's got to try for the triple.
But this, in my mind, listening to the call, here, play it one more time, Hoskins. When he says, can he go for 3? I'm watching. I'm like, there's no question. There's no question. He's 21. He knows he needs 3 bags for the cycle. Right. And he also just has to know in his heart of hearts and in his mind,
I'm getting it.
Yeah. Who's going to stop me?
Yeah, no one's throwing me out.
Hit it.
Team is going to have a lot of scoring opportunities. De La Cruz, right center. Down base hit. Could he go 3?
Of course.
India around third. India scores. It's a cycle.
An appropriate reaction.
This rookie in 2 weeks in the big leagues posts the first cycle for a Red since 1989.
Unbelievable. Yep, Elly Mania. I like it.
He's also still wearing the Mother's Day batting gloves and the Father's Day armband.
Well,
like,
I would imagine.
It's awesome.
Well, I'd imagine you're not taking that off ever until you. I think he finally cooled off yesterday.
He was 0 for 5 yesterday.
He had a bunch of strikeouts.
He's still batting .333 in 17 games.
All right, we'll take a break. By the way, I don't believe this is an overreaction either. Which leads us to break that overreaction Monday's coming up.
Put him in the All-Star game, huh?
If he keeps playing like this, they'd be insane not to, and Fox would be insane not to call up baseball and saying, how do we get him there? It's a battle of eyeballs, brother.
That's interesting.
Middle of July?
I hadn't thought of that.
Let's go. Who cares? Who cares? If you come up and do what he's doing, and people will say, well, you're going to do it for everybody? No. Give me the rest. Give me 2 more weeks of this because you're right up on the All-Star game.
Right.
Give me another week of it. That's all I kind of care about. Who cares? Well, you're going to devalue the All-Star game? The All-Star game's devaluing itself right now.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
Come on
anything anymore. But
we're talking more about a home run derby than the game now. Put him in. We don't care.
Mookie said he's doing the derby.
Good for him. Good for him. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.